I was just in New York and went to a Jewish deli, and I thought the weird thing about the Jews at that Jewish deli was that they were all Puerto Rican. There was not a single Jewish guy cutting up brisket.
No.
I was like, I think the demographics have changed.
No, do you guys want to real quick plug your social media? Anything you got coming up? Your show, podcast, everything?
I am at Luke Dierker on Instagram. I am going to be traveling out of the country for a month, and I don't have much on the horizon. But when I do, you check out that Instagram and be chock full.
Nice.
Where are you going?
I was going to ask that too. I was just going to I didn't want to interrupt you.
No. City Dads podcast.
yeah. Ryan Ballard, City Dads podcast.
That's
All right.
right.
Anyway, Luke.
We're going to Germany. Going to do Oktoberfest for a little bit, and then we're going to go to Paris for a few days, and then we're going to go back to Germany and rent a car and drive to Denmark, because we're actually playing, I'm a musician also, and we're playing some fans of ours Vowel Renewal in Denmark.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's why we're actually going over there. But
What's your band name? You want to plug the band at all?
Sure, why not? It's Of Sea and Stone.
Gay?
No, it's pretty gay.
Naming a band in general is a very gay
This is
activity.
how- yeah.
It's a very
it's pretentious.
What are
it's
people
weird.
going to call us?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right.
It's me and my wife. And also that's that's how I deal with the different parts of a regular human personality. Is I can't just feel different emotions. For sadness and gayness, I have to have a band, and then for like my humor, I have to be a comedian.
Okay.
I have to engage with other people on my emotions. So.
Sounds like very sociopathic.
Yeah, I can't really
And for your
touch.
feminine side, you have two twin daughters.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so, okay.
I have to see other people's reaction to what I say to know how I'm supposed to feel.
I guess that makes sense. Like, and for your masculinity, just having Aaron Spriggs around, you're like, well, I guess I'm doing pretty good. I guess.
Yeah. He was. He lives in my basement. And this morning before I came here, at like 7:30, my daughters have these plastic high heels, and they were just running all across our hardwood floors. I know he had a pounding headache from being hungover. It makes me happy every morning.
That would bring me so much joy to watch him just stumble up the stairs and be like,
Yeah, you're not gonna believe this, but he is not a morning person. Dude.
no,
Yeah.
really? Oh, man. I thought about having him on here before he leaves, just because we've made fun of him so much on this podcast. I feel like I owe it to the viewers.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How old is Aaron?
He just turned 34, I think.
No way.
Or 33. He just
No way.
His birthday was Saturday. I know that.
Well, I will say this. He's aging very gracefully, because I would have guessed 26, 27.
Yeah.
Which is rare for a ginger. You don't
Is he?
normally age like.
I feel like he
Milk.
kind of steals valor
I think-
in that department.
Part of what makes him seem young is that he's 33, but he's living in my basement. So
I don't know how to say this, but he's less financially stable than my 18-month-old twins. He has a little bit less going on with his life than a toddler.
I was going to feel bad for him being hungover with twins, but you're 34. That's a bad hangover. That's not a good hangover. After 30, hangovers are
Yeah.
just brutal.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care to drink anymore. I don't know. Every now and then you do a weekend at a show or whatever, and a headliner's like, come on, have a drink. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
yeah,
But you feel like you're going to ruin the hang if you don't.
yeah.
I'm about to start telling people that I'm sober just so I don't have to do it. And then anytime somebody sees me drinking, they will be like, oh, no.
They'll be concerned for you.
It's more fun.
And you'd be like, you're right. I should stop. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe. Oh.
It's more fun if you tell them you're sober, and then you say, I'll just relapse. I've quit so many times. I'll do it again. What's one more?
Monday's a new day, everybody.
I was out for work for a week, and we were at a conference, and there's 8,000 of us. 8,000 coworkers.
8,000 of you?
Of me, yeah, just me. Multiplicity situation.
Where in Utah
I'm just
was
picturing
this?
the scene from iRobot where they're all just in a line.
But it was, so there was like, I just with 8,000 and people were getting fucking hammered. And there's no more anxiety in the world to me than like somebody's going to get fired from this. So I was a very big Irish goodbye, but I stayed Cali sober. And I drank a little bit, but God, weed's the best.
Yeah.
It's just the fucking best drug.
I'd feel way more paranoid if I was high. I haven't gotten high in a while. I guess the last time I was actually wasn't that long ago. It was at Heavy Anchor, and I got a little bit stoned, and then Dilo brought out a bullwhip, and people started snapping a bullwhip, and Dane hit a beer can with the bullwhip, and that's when I realized.
I'm going to be honest.
I was like, it's 11 o'clock. There's a bullwhip. I have been out for too long. Like, I have kids. I have to go home. What the fuck am I doing on a Monday?
My mom told me nothing good happens after 11. Is this what she meant?
Yeah.
Wait, so Dane, like first try, or was it a couple?
It took him a few, and it was not over the head. It was underhand with like whipping a towel.
Of course.
So not as impressive, but
still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Especially for a chosen person. That's,
Yeah.
that's not a
They're usually on the
activity.
receiving end of that.
For a chosen person.
So, yeah,
That took me a second.
It's not normal their skill set, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. They're usually on the opposite end of that.
Yeah.
Well, they were thousands of years ago.
But man, just makes me think. I was talking about this with Jake Beckman the other day, that he said the train horn is like one of the world's only perfect inventions because it's never changed. It's never, it's like everybody hears a train horn and goes, there's a train coming. Like no one's like, what's that?
Okay.
Whereas like in every country, police sirens sound different, telephones sound different, doorbells sound different. You know what I mean? But train horns are pretty universally. And I would say that the bullwhip is also an invention that has not changed.
No notes.
No notes.
Yeah.
And they came up with it the first time it cracked. I guarantee you someone was like, well, we're done here.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have whips as a kid? Like I had one. I had like
We just used belts.
I was about to say, I found out how to make a belt pop, where you can like take it and you like put it together and then you you like Chinese finger torture it and then pull it tight.
Did you not? My real question I'm asking is, did you guys hang out at flea markets when you were kids?
Yes.
Because you can find a bullwhip.
Yes. And I remember right after I saw Indiana Jones for the first time, I was like, well, I have to have a whip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
So
at least
handy.
that's the movie. If your kid watches a movie and is like, I have to have a whip, Indiana Jones is pretty much the only acceptable
Well, yeah,
one.
you don't want 12 Years a slave to be
Well,
the
I was about to
answer.
say, yeah,
That's
if
not
your
a
kid
good way.
watches Roots and is like, Mom, can I have a whip? It's like, no, whoa, absolutely. You took the wrong message, son.
Turns out your dad's side of the family does come through. All right.
I don't know if anybody will get mad at me for saying this story, but my grandmother once, for Christmas, gave everyone in the family a slave-made brick, and everyone was like, okay, thanks. Yeah. Okay, what do we do with it?
It's like giving someone plutonium. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have to get this out of the house.
arguably
Nazi
worse.
memorabilia. Yeah, what would be worse?
Yeah, arguably worse than it, because at least plutonium is not like a. There's lots of racial groups that are trying to get their hands on that. But like slave-made memorabilia, it's really only applying to certain people.
Dude, all right. So I went to South Carolina. I went to Clemson, South Carolina, and we went, and I like old homes. So, those types of bricks. Great. There are a lot of those bricks were being used, but they were still in structure. And we were in Calhoun, who was a senator who fought for states' rights. Real nice guy.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah, that's how they said it.
Yeah, that's what they told us the Civil War was about. Yeah.
So this is what the tour guy said. He fought for states' rights. And then they're like, when he started with 12 enslaved, but he finished with 47 enslaved. And you're like, what the fuck?
Whoa, yeah. Whoa. I like how they're acting like that's a good thing. Like,
Right.
yeah.
They're
Are
like,
you
pretty
bragging right now?
impressive.
Yeah.
Good, right? And I'm like, I don't think you guys understand history the way I do. They finished with, and a lot of them after slavery was abolished stayed and worked for the family. I was like, again, I don't
Yeah.
I don't think that's what you think it is.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think they were just like, well, man, we just love it here so much. It's a lot of like,
Yeah.
I can't afford to go anywhere.
You know, a lot of job opportunities.
So wait,
after that,
where's your grandma from?
Savannah, Georgia.
There it is. Okay, there
Yeah.
it is. It's fucking weird South
Yeah,
shit.
she's like, it's history. We're like, let's keep it that way. Let's keep it in the past. Let's keep it. Yeah. You always see that. There's always those. I see clips on Instagram where it's like guys go to college campuses with like the Confederate flag, and there's like they just get in screaming matches with like groups that are opposite of them, and they're like, "What is that? Who worked on your like? Why do you have that?" And it's like my great grandfather owned a farm in Mississippi, and they were like, "Who worked that farm?" He's like, "We did." Do you know how much a slave cost back then? It's like that's not the argument.
Not the argument. Yeah.
That's
We
not the
couldn't
argument.
afford slaves.
Yeah. It's not that we wouldn't have had them.
Yeah.
We just couldn't afford.
afford,
Yeah, it's like
it's not the dunk you think it is.
It's the this is about, you know what country doesn't really celebrate their heritage too much?
Germany.
Fucking Germany.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna go around.
Oh, I forgot I told you guys I was going there. I was like, why'd you point at me? Okay.
Well,
Yes, I am
come on.
German. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say blonde hair, blue eyes,
Yeah.
Dierker. Yeah. That's
Yeah. No, it's they're not. Yeah, they get nervous if you start talking about it. We had an exchange student from there. We were like, "What do you know about Hitler?" And he's like, Anyway, he also we introduced him to shooting guns when he was over here, and he was like, that was like mainlining crack. He
it
was, I
awoke
was like,
the
this
beast
is,
inside of him.
I was like, this was
We
a
can rule the
mistake.
world!
This was a mistake.
We do this quickly. We move in quick overnight. No one stops us. And it's like, whoa,
Easy.
whoa, calm down, man. This is a 22.
Yeah.
No, last week at St. Charles, actually, there was a
Oh yeah,
there was a
German lady.
comedian from Frankfurt, I think she said,
Yeah.
or Munich, maybe.
No, it was Munich. She's from Munich, yeah.
And she said, like at the end of the night, she's like, "Have you guys ever come out to Munich? Let me know, and I'll get." And we were like, "Yeah, because that's on my list of tour." You know, yeah. Next week I'll be in the O'Fallon, Illinois VFW, and the week after Munich, Germany. Everybody like, but anyway, she went up and she did probably 12 minutes because she ran the light, and then like two comics after her brought up Hitler somehow, some way, and she got very nervous and like left the room.
That would be how many? You could bet every open mic, some open micer is going to bring up Hitler.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I mean, that used to be on my bingo sheet when I would do that bingo open mic.
Yeah.
It was like someone brings up Trump, someone brings up Hitler, someone brings up what kind of porn they watch. Someone like it's one of those. It's gonna hit, you know. Like it's almost like a free space.
Yeah, I probably have 3 minutes that I used to do that was mostly based around Hitler and looking like a Nazi, and my grandpa's fifth cousin was Eva Braun, so it was. But at least I have a reason to bring it up.
St. Louis has a pretty impressive Holocaust museum here. I don't know if you guys know that, but in high school we took a field trip to it my senior year, and they had someone there who was a survivor of one of the camps. And we're all standing there listening to her spiel and stuff like that. And then she literally at one point she goes, "Yes, and all of the guards looked like you," and pointed dead at me. And I was just standing there, and I was like, I wasn't there.
Wouldn't that be great? That's just her bit. Every fucking class.
Every class.
Just every 14-year-old boy. This one 14-year-old boy out of the group, like, what the fuck?
Around here,
Yeah.
there's gonna be one.
I'm 17, and that was 55 years ago. I don't know.
Also, you went to Cape Girardeau. There's a strong chance those fucking assholes would start saluting you that way.
Oh, we did have one kid in the class. Well, I don't even know if I should say this, but after you go to the Holocaust Museum, you go to a kosher deli to get the full experience. Yeah. I guess
Somehow that's right. That's
well,
more
it
racist.
was a holiday, so the banks were closed, and no, but then we went
We're
to
gonna get
this.
a loan after this.
Yeah. And welcome to the last episode ever, guys. You guys aren't wearing pagers, are you? But no, there was a kid who went to the deli, and they were like, "Oh, what do you want to eat?" And he pointed at the menu, but it was above him, and so he did the Elon Musk. I want that one.
Yeah.
But he just full on did it. And luckily the teacher was like, Joey, come here. And like took him outside and he had to sit on the bus and wasn't allowed to eat and stuff like that. It's like, at least
you weren't in New York. You were in St. Louis.
Yeah.
It's not the first time
That's
it's happened.
not the first
It's not
time
gonna be
they've
the
done
last
that.
time.
Yeah.
I was just in New York and went to a Jewish deli, and I thought the weird thing about the Jews at that Jewish deli was that they were all Puerto Rican. There was not a single Jewish guy cutting up brisket.
No.
I was like, I think the demographics have changed.
Miguel Garcia Steen, like that. You're like, what?
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm kind of glad that you guys could come and do it together because you and I spoke about this the other night.
Yeah.
And then you and I kind of were speaking about this a little bit right before he got here. But it's hard as a dad to do stand-up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
If you want to be a
obviously
good dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you want to be a good dad or a good stand-up,
Yeah, you have to pick one.
yeah,
And
kind of.
It's hard to be a good dad and be married. I mean, I feel like if I wasn't married,
if you were a
you'd
single
have,
dad,
you'd have
it's
a
like
week off.
Yeah,
Every
of
other
course,
weekend,
if you
yeah.
had the 50-50 custody,
Yeah,
nailing it. It's
Yeah.
out of my
I'd go
control,
70-30.
kid. Yeah.
I do. I talk to some people who are split custody parents, and I'm like,
Right.
doesn't sound terrible.
Every,
you know, like,
every married person thinks back and goes like, man, my roommates were pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Oh, yeah. for
Like if
sure.
I got in a fight with my roommate in college, we just physically fought, and then
Yeah.
we'd be fine and we'd be over with. And they frown upon
I
that
could
in
beat her up
marriages.
so easy.
yeah, I could take her. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it wouldn't even be.
No,
But-
it's crazy. And you got two young ones.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
That's the one that I'm like. That's
Once they get
wild.
older, it's a little bit easier to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's one thing that a lot of these, you know, most of the open micers when you start off in comedy, they're in their early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't have a whole lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot of. They don't have kids. You know, they have a job, but
It's hard
It's-
to fathom for someone that age how busy you get as a parent. It's hard to fathom the day before your kid gets there. You don't realize how
No.
much time it's going to take. Like
No.
unless you're doing it, you can't imagine how time consuming.
especially that specific 2 years and younger for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But it does get better. Like the more autonomy they get, it's somewhat better. But
Yeah.
you're just especially two under two. Holy hell,
yeah.
man! You're just
I can't
Yeah,
imagine.
dude. Morgan is she's a saint. It's I mean, most people would go like, oh, you know, I usually do 3 or 4 nights a week are dedicated to like comedy, and you know, if you're a young open micer, you're like, well, that's only half the week. But to
Yeah.
make my wife do that 3 or 4 nights a week, there's a big
That's the
cost
thing
to
is
that.
it's to someone who doesn't have any responsibilities, doesn't have a wife, doesn't have kids, to say like, well, yeah, I'm going to do comedy 3 or 4 nights a week. They're like, well, that's not enough.
Yeah.
And it's like to anybody like us, it's
Yes.
like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah. You don't know what this costs.
I was able to do 3 or 4 nights
Yeah.
a week this week.
Well,
That's incredible.
It's no longer when you do that, especially parents for sure, because marriage. Look,
Yeah.
you know, divorce happens. All those things happen. Like but once you have a kid, it's no longer just your time.
No.
Definitively.
Yeah.
Definitively, you no longer have just the amount of your time you get is now minimal, and you have to be cautious where you spend it, right? Like you got to spend it in the appropriate spots.
Yeah.
Like it's serious. Like it's just one of those things where it's like, well, I only get so much free time, and how do I delegate that without going insane?
Yeah.
Especially like I think
No, I tell people all the time it's a credit system, and like if I have to invest in that system. Like if I decide to do this thing, it's gonna come off here. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Right.
I can't. Yeah, I would love to just hang, and who cares if there's 2 people at this bar mic? It's just a fun hang. But that costs me a night over here where I can't do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why the first thing that happened when I started doing comedy was everything else had to stop. Like all my other extra, like I can't do a fantasy football team. I can't do an Xbox or a PlayStation. I can't do, any of that stuff because that's just another thing that takes away from time with the wife, time with the kids, whatever.
Also, your time is money. Like money is part of that
Yeah.
equation of going like, Like, if it's not going to yield me some kind of finance to help support this, like, it has to at least pay for itself, at very least. But, like, I don't have time to fucking go write in the middle of the day with 4 other comedians because I have to pay my mortgage and make sure my kids fucking eat.
Yeah.
And the government has their social security number. I have to keep them alive now. Like, is what, like, that, it just, yeah. How
They're on the books.
Yeah, I'm on the fucking books. They got
The
me.
only reason that I was able to make that switch from doing like 2 nights a week to like what I'm doing now is because I had a headliner that my wife respected tell her like, oh, he's funny. You should let him do this because it could work out.
So your wife just doesn't have good taste in comedians.
That's why I didn't say who it was. No, I'm just kidding.
It was Louis C.K.
Yeah, it was. And then he was like, hey, I'm going to stand in front of this door real quick. No, and then after that person said that to her, she was like, okay. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I got to do it. Like, I got to do it, full tilt.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. And still, I'm not out 7 nights a week like some of these other people. And I just have to realize you do what you can when you can. And then
So that's how I'm looking at it right now. It's to me, it is the creative outlet I need for sanity. Like, just to be able to write is huge for my mental.
it's not like he was in the middle of a pointer.
Yeah, no.
Somebody,
I
it's
wasn't
like for
even
me,
listening.
writing is a hold on. What if we just froze until he comes back?
Power down. Yeah, dude. No, it's I talk to that with the younger comedians all the time. Just like, dude, you don't understand. Like, I would do it. Yeah, it is so fun to just like hang out, write jokes, tell jokes. But I'd love to do it all the time. But yeah, my time is not my own anymore.
Well, also, I'm just, I don't know. I'm getting older, so hanging out at a bar until midnight just is
Especially
not
if you're not a drinker. I still drink, so
it just doesn't appeal to me as much.
Yeah.
Like it is fun, like, and I do enjoy it when I'm there. But there are times where it's like, okay, I did my set. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
And it's like I have to kind of force myself to hang out a little bit because I get way more work from other comedians than I ever will from a club.
yeah.
Like if you're a good hang, people will be like, yeah, why don't you come? I'm doing this showcase next month. Or, hey, I got this show coming up. Why don't you come do this or come do that? And so it's like that's part of it too.
For sure. It's a big part of it.
But also it's, sometimes people are like, hey, come on, let's have a drink. Let's do this. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I only have so many of those hangs.
Yeah.
And I want to do them with my brothers. Right. Like, that's like literally, I don't see my 2 brothers, but maybe once a month.
For a second, I didn't know that you had siblings. I thought you were saying
just
like comedy brother. And I was like, ew.
Yeah.
Gross. Gross.
Why don't you go back outside?
Yeah. I think your
Wait.
phone's ringing, Ryan. I think. No.
Like
get
it's a
it.
fucking frat. Ew. No.
Yeah.
I get
No,
it.
the people who I grew up in the same house with and have seen the same crazy I've seen.
Yeah.
I need to relate with them sometimes and be like, our mom's fucking crazy, right? And he's like,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I will say though that like even though we don't get to do it as much as some of these other young cats out there, we do get to do it more than I think the average man.
Oh.
Because I went on a bachelor party trip recently, and it was a bunch of guys in our mid-30s, and there were so many of them that were like, dude, I haven't hung out with just a group of guys and I can't tell you how long.
Yeah.
And it was like, and they're like, oh, I needed this. I needed a chance to just like unwind and be a dude. And it's like,
That's what I
that
think
sucks
it's.
for you.
I get both sides because Morgan will be like, you were out like 3 or 4 nights this week, and then the comedian's like, you were only out 3 or 4 nights this week, but like I can appreciate both, and like I said, Morgan's the same. It's like I fully because she's like, when's the last time I just went and hung out? She gets to do that. Like I try and consciously be like, I need you to go hang out with your friends at least twice a month because I'm doing it 3 times a week, and it's a lot.
So
I'm very thankful for it.
My wife's super introverted, so that's where I'm lucky. It's just
Mine
that
is
she
too.
doesn't care to hang out with people in general in a lot of ways. Like she's not a big like let's go on a girls trip, that kind of stuff. She's very close with her family. was why we live where we live. Like it's one of those. So that's not the biggest deal as far as that. But I do have friends like that who are like, we do a U of I trip every year, and half of those dudes are like, this is like the one thing I do with guys, and I'm like, that's
kind of crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah,
like,
that sucks, man.
Right. Like there's no. To be, again, it's like, you're being dictated your time by somebody else is always weird to me. But if my wife wanted to go do that shit, I'd be like, yeah, go do it. Like,
Yeah.
Why are you even asking me? Just go. Like, I don't care.
That's I'm always like, well, you can do anytime. Just put it on the calendar. She's like, someone has to take care of the kids. I'm like, all right, well, I'll call my mom. I don't know.
Yeah. My son's out of school on Friday, and my wife has to work, and she's like, are you coming home? Are you? He's going to be out of school. I might just have to like see if I can work from home on Friday, so that way someone's there to watch him. And I was like, and then she was like, unless you're going to be there. And I was like, why don't you call my mom, see what she's doing before I.
Oh, really?
Yeah, rearrange the whole week.
Like, yeah, why don't I?
Dude, yeah. I'm going to be honest. Those are my favorite fucking days.
No, I do like it.
Like, me and my kid went canoeing the other week. It was just like a random Tuesday, and we're like the only ones on there. It was fucking dope. I like those things. I like when it's like, oh, this is me and the kid time. But you got little ones are so different.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking circus.
A day at home alone with two 18-month-olds.
They're 22 months. They're coming up on 2 years.
Okay. But still, even that is much more exhausting than.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because I don't have to do that often. I don't mind it. I'm pretty unaffected by most things, which is another thing where I feel bad. My wife's like, they'll just be screaming, and they're like, and she's literally being like emotionally crushed by it. There's like some physical thing when kids scream that affects mom way more than dad, and I can just tune it out. And she's like, they've been like, sometimes it's like they've been saying help for 2 minutes. I was like,
what?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Really?
I just. Kind of all sounds the same at a certain point.
I remember my wife used to get so mad at me because I could sleep through him when he was like waking up in the middle of the night crying to be fed or changed when baby stage. She would wake me up and she's like, I know you can hear this. I know you can hear it. And I was like, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
So I wake up easy. I have like sleep apnea and all that shit. So I'll wake up easy. But I remember the first time post kid. So I'd have been, he would have been 6 months at that point. Went to a Blues game with a buddy. Fucking got way too drunk. And I remember my wife, I could see the joy in her eye when she woke me up. And then like, your turn, bitch. And you're like, but like literally I woke up to the kid crying. I'm like, whose baby is that?
Yeah.
Like, I legitimately forgot there was another life I had to take care of. It was like, oh, and she was so happy. She was so happy to be like, fuck you, buddy. Get up and get him. I'm like, that's fair. It was bad. It was really fucking bad.
I did that after a show, for music show in Columbia, and we were at my in-laws' house. Stayed out. She went home, back to her mom's house with the kids. And I was like, I'm just going to get a drink and then head back. Like 2 a.m, I came in with like Taco Bell, and she was just like, we are not fucking doing this. This is not going to be my life, you piece of shit. I was like,
okay,
sorry.
all right, fair enough. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I did get you a chalupa. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't want this quesadilla?
Well, I special ordered a beefy gordita for you.
This is your dick inside of a tortilla.
So, did you want to have sex? No.
We're up,
okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. I mean, whatever. Yeah.
You're up.
All right. Fine. Get your own.
No, it is. It's a grind. But again, there's also I think part of me there's a jealousy to it of going like I started at 36. There's a lot I pulled, but like to think about starting comedy at 20, I'm so jealous of that. For sure. I'm just so much of that's envy.
Yeah.
Going like
absolutely.
If I would have been smart enough to do that at that age, I would have.
Smart enough or just had nothing else going on like most of you. That's why you did it. Let's face it, Dane didn't have a whole lot to do.
That's so funny. Just to be like, yeah, come on. Let's be honest. You guys are kind of losers. All right.
Yeah, you dropped out of college like that was going to work out.
All 20-year-olds are losers. That's what I'm saying. Like that's like
Yeah.
That's why. Okay, let's not get too political here. But the guy who's gone now, he argued with 19-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Ask me if I'm smarter than a 19-year-old.
Oh, that dude.
I am. I promise you, I'll win every argument against
Kanye. Yeah. I was like, what? That dude. Yeah.
But that's why I feel sometimes in the groups of going like, I remember being that age, and I miss it. but I'm not that age anymore.
Yeah.
And so I like some of the shit that's being said and all that. I'm like, I'm going to go.
I actually just had that conversation with my daughter and my wife the other night, because all three of us have like different political opinions. Like my wife she's devout Catholic, so she's pretty, far onto the right side of the spectrum. And my daughter is a teenager, so she's kind of left side of the spectrum politically. And I'm just straight down the middle, where I'm like, I can see that. Oh, okay, I can see that.
Like I have to work clubs all over.
I don't care at all. I hate talking about politics whatsoever.
Because they're all assholes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all fake.
Everywhere.
It's all blah, 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 it's like, yeah.
Fuck anybody who preaches this
Biden was president. We gave $600 million to the Ukraine. Trump said that was stupid. He becomes president. We give $600 million to the Ukraine. So it's like,
it's almost like it's almost like our politicians are loitering money.
That's crazy. Yeah.
War
That's so weird.
I don't know.
That's so weird.
It's weird.
Also, just think it's a boring way. People make it their personality, and it's as boring as someone making sports their personality. Not that anyone in the St. Louis comedy scene does that.
City Dads podcast.
Yeah.
But bringing up who is no longer with us. It's so weird. He's turned into like Voldemort. It's like you can't.
Not like that though.
Yeah. Not like that.
It's in the sense of no.
Well, he did go to school and cause havoc. So I mean, that is kind of. Never mind.
But that's like he did.
That's what I said to my daughter the other night. I was like, I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with anything that he said, but I am saying, if he wanted to prove how smart he actually was, he would have debated the professors. He would have debated the dean of the college. He would have debated not just any random 19-year-old
who's probably speaking emotionally.
Yes.
Because they're discovering themselves, possibly sexually, possibly these things.
Yeah, there's the first time out of mom and dad's house where they're like, hey, the world's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Maybe issues are a little bit more complex than I was led to believe. And what you said sounds like it's going to hurt people's feelings. I don't like that. You sound like a bully. And then they start yelling, and then he's like, well, you're an idiot because blah, 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 blah. And it's like...
Even if he didn't say idiot or any of those things, like that, and maybe it's good for... But that's my thing. There was a religious guy, Ray something. He did the same thing with like Kirk Cameron. Remember Kirk Cameron from
Yeah.
They did this like web series of where they like basically debated people, and then they would show like these victories. And then the victories they would show were just the dumbest people alive.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, you're controlling the edit button when you're arguing with somebody who's dumber than you. That's not impressive to me. That's not an impressive feat. You have the edit button. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Like that.
And because you're putting it out on your platform, you can spin it however you want. Mm-hmm. Just from doing this podcast, knowing I can make it look like anybody said anything. I try to keep it as,
But that's what our media is doing in general. Like that's the whole point of like this side controls the edit button this way, and this side controls the edit button this way, and it fucks with us. It's fucking crazy. So that's all the like. Charlie Kirk did not like that's crazy. This is where we're at.
I was going to say that he.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is where we're at as a society. But you just ignore douchebags. You just ignore them. That's the only way you do it.
Yeah,
ladies may need to keep their head on a swivel.
That's not the only way.
Yeah,
you can deal with it. There's another way you could deal with it.
Yeah, apparently.
Don't suggest it. But.
All of a sudden, someone comes in and just cuts all the mic cables, and it's like, you're done. Lights go dark.
Anyway, how do we get there? I'm so stoned. I'm sorry, guys.
I saw a video of him debating some of the professors, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that doesn't reflect well on professors either." There's dumb.
I haven't seen it.
There's dumb people in every.
Well,
they were still dumb people, but I was like,
it's still emotional. Anytime you start arguing emotionally, it's really silly because no one's going to move, no one's going to change,
no one's going to move or change anyway. Right. We should just stop talking to each other.
Yeah.
Find people you agree with.
Remember, growing up is like you don't talk politics.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't talk politics. You don't talk sex. You don't ask someone how much money they make.
Wait, you don't talk sex.
That was the growing up. There were several things you never talk about in public because it was not polite. You didn't talk about sex. You didn't talk about politics. You didn't talk about how much money somebody made. I think there was like one more too. Like you don't talk religion.
Yeah,
religion and politics are one too.
Yeah, and it was like, hey, don't talk about that because it's not polite, and you don't want to offend anybody and stuff like that. So that was kind of that was my upbringing.
You definitely don't post it onto the internet.
That's not all anybody wants to talk about. And I do feel like we'll pivot from this subject, but I will say, I had never heard that guy's name until the day he died. I had no idea who he was. I had no idea what he did. I never watched a video, never saw a picture. It wasn't until everybody's like, so-and-so got shot. So-and-so got shot. And I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy. It's crazy.
so I'm sure if I actually sat down and watched some of his videos, there would be videos where I'm like, this guy's an idiot, or this guy makes good points, or, I don't know. I've never watched it, and I will never watch it because politics don't interest me. And also rage bait doesn't.
That's what
That's all.
most
Yeah.
everything is.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm not, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't care. Smarter comics are out there talking about it, and I'll let them have it.
I always just look at somebody and go like, yeah, you have diarrhea too, though. That's all I know. No matter who you are, no matter what you've accomplished with your life, I was like, you've shit your pants.
That's crazy.
Like, I can't get past that.
My epiphany when I was in school one time was looking at, it was a male teacher, looking at a male teacher and being like, oh, you have nipples too. Like, I had never thought of that. I had never once thought about a teacher like being like, "Oh, you're just a human." If you took your
going
shirt
down
off,
the row.
you would
Lisa,
have.
And you have nipples.
Yeah. Lisa. Oh my God!
Wow.
Mr. Garrity has nipples too. Oh my God!
Dr. Cowan has nipples. Wow.
Tired of
Okay, so
looking
he's
at them.
just a dude.
I don't know if he should have been showing them to you, Eric.
Yeah,
I wish he would put his shirt on.
It's a very, very hands-on health class. No, but I remember that having that epiphany and then being like, "Oh yeah, you're just a person."
Right.
Like, you're teaching us this because you read it in a book and now you're regurgitating it, just like we're reading in a book, and then like now we know this. It's like we don't really. This is what we've been told. So it could be, and like different textbooks teach different things. So you're like, all right, well,
Stephen Hawking had to have his ass changed for him.
yeah, he had to have his butt wiped.
Smart, and again, not his fault, or whatever, but like, come on, you see that as a person, you're not going to respect that man's opinion. If you were changing Stephen Hawking's diaper,
That's not the only reason I wouldn't respect his opinion.
but like,
In
were
light
some
of
other
recent
things.
developments, yeah.
right. I guess he did enjoy an island.
Yeah. That's so funny. That he's the smartest man alive and God's not real. God is dumb. God is,
He had better
I'm
hope God's
dirty.
not real.
I call the nurse. I need to change. Like that. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Are you really as great as you think you are?
You're the smartest human. Cool. You're still the human's the ceiling.
Yeah.
We're pretty low. Like we don't have a high ceiling as intelligence goes.
Yeah.
We still can't figure out that we can just share.
That's crazy to find out that someone said the other day that dolphins are smarter than humans. We just don't understand them as well.
Like how they live.
Because their brains are like triple the size of ours, and it's like there's so much that they're probably doing in
They just
their
can't-
survival skills.
yeah, survival skills, and like they can communicate in ways that we're
just
can't
lucky
decipher.
that they can't live on land and don't have thumbs, basically.
yeah.
Dolphins had thumbs, we'd be fucked.
If they would have gotten legs and thumbs, they would have taken over.
Is it you think they just don't rape? Is that it?
No, they do. They
That was
eventually
one of the
rape.
things. They definitely do.
yeah.
Oh, they rape.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think they're big into it. I think it's
That's
probably
one of the things that they are better at.
It's their college football. It's they get together every Saturday in the fall and just have at it.
Man, I would have put humans on top of that. I don't know. I guess nature does.
Nature's mostly rape.
Nature is mostly rape.
but can you imagine how screwed we were if you go back to like evolution, it's like hundreds of millions of years ago, like we decided to go on land and that we created legs and thumbs or whatever. And then the dolphins are like, no, we're going to stay in the ocean. There's more water than there is land. So we're going to take over the earth by staying here.
Yeah, technically we're in charge.
Just,
Yeah.
we were just products of getting away from dolphin rape. Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
yeah. The first person that was like,
weak dolphins were like, oh my God, I got to get out of here.
yes.
It's too much rape in here for me. I got to get out.
Ooh. I think I'll take my chances in the trees.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we're still going to have a pretty good amount of rape.
Don't worry, they're still going to be.
Still maybe argue with
Still,
too much. Are you maybe too much? I don't
Yeah,
know.
but it'll drop off by 20%. So
That's a.
that's a decent amount.
You're not going to take that deal?
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, if you walk through one door and there's 100% rape, and then you walk through the other door and there's only an 80% chance of rape, I'm taking door number 2.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that those are your only 2 options.
Bree is going to get so mad at me. She'd be like, you guys know that you went immediately from Schmarly Schmirk to rape. And it's 2 completely after you guys talked
I think
about.
we're pretty clear that rape is.
We talked about the Jewish deli.
Yeah,
and
so far we have nothing.
we've been talking for 40 minutes and everything needs to be cut. Brie, I'm so sorry. She's going to be like, screw you. I'm keeping it in. It's your channel, not mine.
You know how we want to be able to go out 7 nights is we just tank any chance of having a professional career right now.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy, though. I have had comics come on before, and then they say the wildest, craziest things. And you're like, I don't know, man. I don't know if we should talk about that. I don't know if we should say that. And they're like, what's it matter? We're comics. We're joking around. And then later I'll get messages from them. And they're like, hey, could you edit that out? I forgot my mom follows me on. And it's like, yeah, did you not think that this is possible to be seen by the world?
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's why I don't really swear on stage. I'm not that edgy or dark or whatever. Because it's like, yeah, this is going to get seen eventually, like by somebody.
Nope.
It's reality I've met with so I have a nephew who's turning 18 here in a couple weeks, 15, and then like 14 or whatever, 11, 12. I don't know. They're like 3 years apart each. And it's showing the City Dad shit's showing up in their algorithm. And I was like, I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But also not caring, but at the same point going like, but they're also going to the high school I went to. And so some of the people I went to high school with is showing up in their algorithm. And I'm like, oh, that's embarrassing for you. I'm so sorry. That's a bummer.
I had one of my son's teachers the other day sent me a message about some like school related stuff. And I was like, oh, thanks. I'm sorry. My wife's out of town right now. I'm busy. I work in St. Louis and then I come back and forth and I'm trying to take care of the kids and do everything. And she sent back. She's like, oh, no. I totally understand. It's okay. Love the podcast, by the way. And I was like, which episode in particular did you listen to? Because let me tell you which ones you should not listen to. Yeah. I kind of feel like I should do something where it's like the title card is a different color and be like, hey, if it's a red title card,
I'm just telling you put
18 and
not
above.
Safe for work on it. It's going to get views.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
that will be your podcast.
I try and search something on Reddit, but half of the things that show up are not safe for
Maybe they'll just change the name of the podcast to the Not Safe for Work podcast.
Yeah.
NSFW.
That has to exist.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does.
I mean, it's this whole genre.
It's,
You guys. It definitely exists.
That's 80% of the internet, you know? Like,
That's most of the internet.
Yeah. That might be
that's
a
what
low
actually
figure.
we replaced the dolphin rape with.
You should be able to watch a little bit of porn at work.
Yeah. Just a little bit.